Welcome to Family Feud. Your host, Bernie. And we have the Santiagos here. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, we're the Santiagos, and our hero is Jimmy Fallon, and we like to wear denim shirts, and we love infant water.
And here we have the Battle Next. And your partner?
She's at an AA meeting. She's doing some soul searching.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I've done some soul searching too.
Are you an alcoholic?
No.
Ehrenreich compares the possibility of death and her issues with the long process of recovering from alcohol addiction by stating, one of the steps AA asks of recovering alcoholics is to make a searching and fearless moral inventory of themselves. And now, alone in my motel room, I find myself fairly obsessed with my stuff, how much of it there is and how long it will last. This use of moral equivalence hurts her credibility. Alcohol addiction is a long and serious struggle to free oneself from, and it can be a difficult challenge to conquer. These people have to deeply search within themselves to find what is causing their addiction. Ehrenreich volunteered to experience the hardships of the low-wage class, and she is not completely feeling the struggle. She had a deposit filled with money just in case things went wrong, and swore to quit the experiment if she was to live in a car or become homeless. Her struggles cannot be compared to those of a recovering alcoholic.
This is what happens to her credibility. Welcome to the bonus round. Here's your question. Name someone who is a wine-guzzling vagrant and a pre-conscious socialist.
Jesus?
Barbara Ehrenreich uses ad hominem in this part of the book when on page 68 she says, but Jesus makes his appearance here only as a corpse, the living man, the wine-guzzling vagrant and preconscious socialist. It is never once mentioned nor anything he ever had to say. Christ crucified rules, and it may be that the true business of modern Christianity to crucify him again and again so that he can never get a word out of his mouth. Ehrenreich attacks Jesus' character and insults him even though it has nothing to do with her claim that the middle class cannot comfortably live off of low income in society today. This statement in no way helps her argument and actually hurts her credibility as an author. Many people value Jesus and religion, and this could make the audience offended when reading this text.
And this is what happens to her credibility.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Honey, don't look at that poor person.
This message was brought to you by the Anti-Beer Association. Remember, never drink beer, because if you do, then you are poor, and no one wants to be that random poor person just drinking beer and being poor. So don't drink beer, because you will become poor and you will die.
On page 100, the quote, "What are you doing here? And no wonder she's poor, she's got a beer in her shopping cart," is an example of faulty causality because Ehrenreich makes the inference that because she is buying beer, it automatically means that she is poor. One cannot justify how buying beer makes you poor. There is no evidence that Ehrenreich gives to support this claim. Because she uses this fallacy, it makes her lose her credibility.
This is what happens to her credibility now.
Welcome to Sudden Death Challenge. Well, we asked the question, what is 9 plus 10?
21? Bruh.
You're stupid. Go.
19.
Excellent. You're correct. Pick where you'll be staying.
Wait, I only get 2 choices?
Yep.
At this part in the book, Ehrenreich blindly uses the either-or fallacy on page 53 when she explains, there are 2 kinds of low-rent motels in America, the Hampton Inn type, which are clearly calibrated, rather than decorated, to produce an atmosphere of menacing sterility, and the other kind, in which history has been allowed to accumulate in the form of carpet stains, lingering deposits of cigarette smoke, and Cheeto crumbs deep under the bed. This Motel 6 is in the later category. She infers that there are 2 options for the low-income population to choose from when looking for somewhere to stay. In reality, there are many options, some which don't involve cigarette smoke or Cheeto crumbs at all. By using this either-or fallacy, she loses credibility in her argument.
What happens to her credibility now?
Welcome to Maine. Put on your flannel and grab some cider and donuts because in the States full of all white people, we treat each other real nice. Come join us.
On page 52, Aaron Reich states, "At least 3 of the 1,000 or so ads I scanned promised fun, casual workplace environments, and I pictured flannel-shirted teams bantering on their afternoon cider and donut breaks. Maybe, I reasoned, when you give white people a whole state to themselves, they treat one another real nice." This quote is an example of hasty generalization because she quickly jumps to claiming that only white people live in Maine and they all find joy in flannels, donuts, and drinking cider. In reality, Maine is a home of many people from all different walks of life, and anyone, no matter their color or nationality, is welcome to live there. Aaron Reich also stereotypes white people by saying they all love flannels, donuts, and cider, which is obviously not true. By making assumptions that do not support her claim or lie on any concrete evidence, the author's use of hasty generalization shatters her argument and her ethos.
And this is her credibility now.
Guess this fallacy.
I'm so pregnant. My baby!
So, name that fallacy.
Well, I don't really know because I only really care about Jimmy Fallon, so.
Alright, well I guess that's a no.
What do you want? Sentimental appeal?
On page 109 through 110, Aaron Reich states, "As we leave in our usual rush to get the buckets to the car, Holly trips in a hole in the ground and falls down and screams. I whirl around as she's crying, her face gone from dead white to crimson. But then Aaron Reich jumps too, but Holly just keeps crying and talking about how she's already missed so many days of work. Aaron Reich reaches an emotional appeal from her audience of the circumstances a pregnant woman fell in the hole, twisted her ankle, and continues to work. It demonstrates the struggle and the amount of work in order to keep surviving, even when she's suffering. Holly hit the bottom of the barrel and strung the heartstrings of the readers, which distracts the reader of the true facts. Using pathos as a primary evidence is weak and loses credibility in her work, for there's no real factual evidence."
By the end of chapter 2, this is what Barbara Aaron Reich's credibility looks like.
This is Bernie signing off. See you next time. And remember, the legal drinking age is
21.